Hey, what's up guys? This is Dave from netcodesource.com, and I'm here with the Razer Academy doing another video, and this time we're going to do an overview for Season. Now Season is another custom map. It's really good. It's been in the source community a while, and it's really a really good map. It's pretty spread out. Rotations take a long time, so when teams make mistakes, they really do get punished for it. It's not a Valve made map. It's been around for a while, and I think it's probably one of my favorite maps actually. It's pretty basic. It's pretty easy to learn, and in this video I'm going to try to give you a brief overview of it and give you a decent understanding of it. So in this video I'm going to go over the spot names first off. Then after that I'm going to go over the CT side and how you want to set up and what the player roles are and what they want to do. And I'm going to go over the T side and go over a quick default and what you want to do. Alright, so again, this is one of my favorite maps, and I hope you guys learned something from this overview. Alright guys, so let's go over the spot names, and right here this is going to be CT spawn. When you go over here, you're going to go to CT upper. On the right side, if you make a hard right, this is all CT upper. Alright, this would be coming out upper. You just say upper, they're out, halls at A. Or tunnel. This is all going to be the tunnel. When you go over here, you're going to come up the ladder, and you could just say he's up the ladder in tunnel. If you go up the ladder and you go over here, this is going to be door. When you come through door, you can come to catwalk. This is all catwalk. We call this bucket because in source there's a bucket here. So this is going to be called bucket. This is mini pit. All of this under bridge, call that mini pit as well. This is going to be sight box. These are the sandbags or plant spot because most people are going to plant right here. Right here is CT spawn, or A, sorry, main entrance of A, go towards CT spawn. When you come over here, this is going to be CT mid. This is all going to be grass at mid. This is generator at mid. When you come up here, this is going to be tires at mid. And over here is the vent at mid. Okay. Now when you go through here, you can go to mid stairs. Over here, we usually call that barrel because there's actually a barrel here in source that you can kind of hide behind. Over here, this is all going to be T spawn. This is going to be tunnel. When you come down here to T spawn, and you can come up there and then go up the ladder towards cat, or you can go through the main upper tunnel. Now this is all T-spawn, and when you go and you make a right, you can come over here and you're going to go towards B. Now if you make a left, you can go through these vents, and these vents connect towards middle when you come across jail. And then when you go towards B, you're going to come over here, and when you look over here, this is going to be short B and long B. You can come up this ladder, come up long B, make a right over here. This is called, usually call it op spot at B, or like sniper or something, because a lot of people are going to opt from here. Again, this is just like upper B area. This is site at B. These are usually plant boxes, or you can call them double. We usually call this warden for some reason, I'm not sure why. This is called pit. When you go over here, you're going to connect to CT spawn over here, and from here you can either go to upper or come be like this. And then finally, this is called jail. All of this. And as you can see through the vent room from here. And then this would be jail side mid over here. So those are the spot names for D season. It's a pretty big map. It takes a lot of time to rotate to, as you can see. And now let's move on to a CT side. Alright guys, so for CT side on this map, you're going to set up in a 2-1-2. 2 towards B, 1 towards middle, and 2 towards the right side. Now, I'm going to talk about the guys that play on the right side first and how you want to play. So, on general default, I would say this map is kind of a lot like Tuscan on Cat. There's so many different things you could do. You could play aggressive middle, you could play 2 towards upper, you could play double up Cat, you could play 1 Cat, 1 upper, you could play back and CT upper, and watching Cat, keep this smoked off and then have 1 guy up close upper. There's really a lot that you could do on this map. So let's get right into it. For a normal default, what you're going to do is you're going to have 1 guy playing Cat. Now, he's usually going to play it from sight boxes or from the pit. And you could smoke it up like that when he sees them. Play like that. He could throw counter flashes like that. And then peek when they start taking Cat, etc, etc. You could boost someone on the roof. You could play, you know, to watch Cat. You could play around these sight boxes. You can even play up close here and use this and then quickly peek towards upper. And then you would have 1 guy watching upper. And the guy watching upper would be anywhere, like he could smoke up and play aggressive. He can come here and flash off this and then peek. He could play passive like this with an off. There's a lot of options that you have at A. The other options that you could do is you could double up upper and you could play in the tunnel and kind of give up Cat. And then when they take Cat, you could kind of hold the tunnel and try to retake with your team. You could play double up Cat, and both of you can kind of push up like this and play like towards the door and peek towards middle and things like that. There's really just a ton of things that you could do on this map at CT side, and you really have to change it up a lot in order to, you know, win some good rounds. So that's about those guys for A. The middle guy is usually your opper. The middle guy is usually going to op around here, and he's going to usually play for information. You have to be really careful because they can come through that vent that I just naded through over there. So sometimes you have to peek here, you have to peek like this, you have to peek over here because they can come from the door. It's very hard to hold middle. You usually play middle to give it up, let them take control of it, and then just try to communicate with your team on where you think the T's are going. So that's what the middle guy's job is. Sometimes you're going to bring those guys over from A, and you're going to play aggressive middle, maybe Molotov it at the start, get control of these stairs, etc, etc, you know, get it smoked, and then you could watch A kind of passively and play a retake and keep Cat control. If while you're holding middle, you'll kill them if they come out door. You'll keep this Cat control, and then if they come A site, you'll hold Cat, wait until your CT spawn guys rotate, hold CT upper, and then just retake with a lot of smokes and flashes. So that's how you're going to play the A side of the map in middle. Now the B side is probably the easier site to hold. It's like basically the small site on it. You're usually going to end up with 2 here at the start. You're going to play for the rush. You know, you can get some good smokes like that. And then just watch it from like CT upper like this, and 1 guy right here. You know, play it really easily. And then once mid's been taken control of, one of these players is going to actually fall back, because when mid's taken control of, that means jail side is open. And he's going to play towards here. Okay, so it's pretty, at B, you're usually going to end up having 1 guy play it because their T's are usually going to take a mid control. And then one of these CT side guys is going to rotate to jail. Alright, so again, that's Tuscan. On CT side, it's pretty complicated. You're going to have to switch your setup a lot, play a lot of aggro mids, switch those A guys around, switch the ops around, and things like that. But it's a really good map. You're going to have a lot of op presence on this map. It's a pretty good map to op on and things like that. And it's tough on CT side. You really got to adapt a lot. It could be a very T-sided map if you don't play CT side correctly. Having said that, it can be a CT-sided map if you just are 1 step ahead of the T's. So now let's get into the T-side default, and I'll show you guys what to do. Alright guys, now let's go over the T-side and what you generally want to do. And usually on this map, you kind of want to take a mid control. And once you take a mid control, that's when you really decide what to do on a default. So for a mid control, you're going to have 2 guys come in the A tunnels. You're going to have 1 guy come up the ladder. He's going to watch for the upper push, and 1 guy come through the door. Okay? Now you're going to have 2 guys towards middle, and they're going to sync their timing with the door guy. When the guy's ready to come out door, you're just going to like flash Cat for him like that, and he can come out. Now there's a lot of other things you could do. You could come here, and you could throw smoke to kind of smoke yourself off like that. You could flash over middle, and you could take a mid control like that. Okay? Now you have Cat control, you have a pretty good mid control, you can have an opera come out and peek like this and like this. And then you're going to have 1 B guy. And the B guy is going to hold for the B push and kind of control the vents. So he can hold for the B push, he can come through the vents, and you can kind of play a sort of a lurk role. Okay? He could come through the vents if he wants and helps on the mid control. If you guys think they're playing aggro mid, he could just stay back and hold for the B push and maybe even come back towards mid. He kind of has a lot of options of what he could do. He could lurk B late, etc., etc. So that's what you're going to be doing towards a default setup. Now, assuming you could take control of the middle and they're not playing it too heavily, then you're really going to set up your strat. So once you have mid control, you could smoke off left side mid like that, and you guys could run 3 towards jail, have a guy go back towards T-spawn to meet up with your vent guy, and do a 3-2 split with 3 people jail coming through here, and then 2 people coming from T-spawn and splitting off here. Okay? Next, what you could do is you could go split A. And if you split A side, you're going to come and you're going to split cat, and you're going to split upper. And once you come cat, you're going to try to throw some smokes in here, like towards here, towards CT spawn, and you could throw them from over here and things like that. And then you're going to have the B player as like a lurker. He can come through the vents and he can go through CT spawn. He can come and he can meet up with the upper guys. He really has a lot of options of what he could do. But generally what you're going to do is on this map is step 1, take mid control. Step 2, either split A or B. Now, if the other team is playing really aggressive mid, you have 2 options. You could either fight them at mid, try to take control of it, and either win or lose the round at mid while you're fighting them and just, you know, splitting on them from door, vent, and middle. Or you could bypass them and try to go out upper A and then plant the bomb since they're playing aggro mid, and then just hold the bomb plant and get a lot of lurkers out the vents and things like that. So you have a lot of good options on this map on what to do. It's a very tough map strategically, and you're really going to have to play it a lot to get the hang of it. Again, this has been DaZeD from netcodesource.com here with the Razer Academy, bringing you this overview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something from it, and peace out. Hey, what's up guys? netcodesource.com here with the Razer Academy to bring you an overview of DE Mirage. Now, DE Mirage is not a Valve-made map. It was made by a map maker, and it's been used in the competitive community for many years. It's a map that has been in tournaments for a very long time, and that if you plan on playing competitively, you really need to know inside and out. You're not going to find this map on many public servers. It's not really used in the public community too much,